Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey
and Becca. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the new subscribers.
Yes.
And reoccurring ones. What's good, Bookie? How you doing?
Thank you guys so much for, if you are a reoccurring viewer, for coming back every Friday. We truly do appreciate y'all. But we want to give a special shout out, because when we say we see the comments, we see the analytics, we see the people that on the streets tell us that they rock with us, but we see behind the scenes they really don't. I want to make sure that we shout out a real subscriber, because your name is Tyshawn Jamar. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I want to give a huge shout out to you, Tyshawn Jamar, because you are always in our comments and we see it. We appreciate you. And welcome to the Too Much fam. We truly do appreciate it.
And I just want to say, I think he just started subscribing to us, and the fact that I've been seeing way more interactions from you compared to people who said they've been following us for a minute. No shade, no tea, no competition, but I'm just saying, if it was Tyshawn, you winning.
Yeah, so we wanted to give you a special shout out because we truly do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, if you are new here, welcome. This is the Too Much SB podcast for Shey and Becca, and we talk about all things sports, culture, life, all the things. So we hope you stick around. But as always, let's begin with our weekly rundown.
Let's get into it. What's happening? Okay. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Weekly rundown. So this is where we give you guys a little breakdown about our weeks, because once we start getting into the nitty gritty of everything else, we're not worried about us, even though we should be. It's okay, though. So I'll start. Hey, y'all. So this week, last time I spoke to y'all know I was going to the Mariah the Scientist concert. So your girl went. Also, I broke a nail. Yes, it's cut, but it's okay. We're not worried about that. Focus on me. And it matches my lips a little bit. Okay, the undiagnosed ADHD is showing, Shayla.
The Gemini.
Girl, my brain is running. Anyway, Mariah the Scientist. So we went to the Mariah the Scientist concert. My friend came from Texas. Shout out to you, Deanna. So we was gonna go see our girl. If you ask me, I give the rating of the whole concert like a good 7 out of 10. I kind of feel like it was the same thing for like Rod Wave, because I know like I like to listen to their music and I love their music. That kind of like automatically was the like push factor. The mic was on for a lot of her songs, but like I said last week, I already knew what I was going to expect. I saw her little two-step, because she said some shady stuff. She was like, a lot of them talking smack about my little two-step, but have y'all been practicing it? And the fact that all these different people started doing the little two-step, I said, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Turn the controversy into a compliment. That's what I'm talking about. People was doing their little two-step. She brought out, I swear to you, I wish like concerts had parlays, because baby, I would have won me something big. Okay. She brought out Friday. I was like, and I have been saying that she's going to bring out a boogie. If you don't believe me, go watch last week's episode. I said that. Right. And so then she was like, y'all ready for someone else? And so when she said that, all you hear is this girl behind me. She better not bring out no Young Thug. And we all busted out laughing, because for real, don't bring him. So then A Boogie came out, and I said, girl, really what would have made my parlay hit like the real extreme is if she did bring out Queen Naija, because I said, oh, like she might bring out Queen Naija because she had did that before. But I was just like, I wanted someone like I wouldn't expect at all, and I thought it would be Queen Naija, but it wasn't. But it's okay, because we had us a little time. Shayla's birthday hit, my girl hit the 29th club. Okay, we about to be turned up in the party. Okay. So we did Top Golf, and that's when Rebecca had her injury to her nail, because I went to go swing. I think it's called the putt. No, not the putt. The club, the golf club. Girl, I went to go hit that thing, and my nail said, bing. I screamed. I said, oh no, ain't no way. But it was a good little time. I hope Shayla appreciated her little birthday, her little surprise. she knew we were going to Top Golf, but she just thought it was going to be her and I. But really, I had other of our friends pull up, and it was cute. It was a good little vibe. Shayla got her photos. I can't wait for you to wear the shoes that I got you, because then I'm really going to be in them comments.
Oh, I was gonna text you about that, but I have been so booked and busy. Yeah, I have bad news, but when I
What happened? Oh,
are you done with your weekly?
no, not at all yet. So also this week, I feel like, y'all know, I just be wanting to do random stuff. I don't know. It feeds the inner child in me or something like that. So there's 3 things that I want to do this year. But also I'm gonna be dragging Shayla along with me because we locked in, right? So the first one is a cake decorating class, because I watched so much like Food Network channel growing up. I swear I could be like the next great baker. Don't know why I think that. I've never baked the cake. I mean, I've baked the cake, but I've never decorated and assembled a cake and stuff like that from scratch. But in my mind, I think I could do it. So me and Shayla are going to go to a cake decorating class. The next thing I want to do, this might sound a little crazy, I really want to drive a fire truck. Like, I don't know what it is, but I saw, like, we were watching like videos at work of like these people driving a fire truck. And I'm like, I think I could do it. Like, imagine me whipping the corner. And the third thing, I also want us to go to a firehouse, and I want to get dressed like them. Like, I want to put on the boots. I want to put on the suit. I want to screw in the hose. Like, I don't know, something about it. I'm like, I get it. This is like a serious occupation, but I really want to try it just to see. And I want to try going down the pole. I've never went. I mean, even when I was younger, I could never go down the pole because I would just fall flat to my back, right? But I think that I could do it. So Shayla, be prepared. I'm done.
So for my weekly rundown, as Rebecca mentioned, it was my birthday weekend. And I want to say thank you so much for Rebecca for putting together the Top Golf outing on Saturday. My birthday fell on a Sunday. And I was surprised. Like she said, I didn't know we were going to Top Golf, but I thought it was just her and I, because we have done several times things that it was just her and I. So I wasn't like expecting other people to show up. So shout out to I'm blanking out on people's names. Shout out to Jenny and Deanna. Like she said, she was from Texas, but she came. Noemi.
Yeah, period.
Shout out to y'all. I appreciate you guys showing up for me. And Top Golf was fun. And then the next day on Sunday, I went to Romo, which is very funny and ironic because, like you guys know, I'm from Patterson, right? And so this Romo is new-ish, kind of, sort of. They've been open for like a few months now, but it was opened up by a well-known Dominican DJ. And it's kind of like Patterson doesn't have a lot of bougie places, right? So this is like our first bougie spot. And if you go to fancy restaurants, a good fancy restaurant usually has like a photo op opportunity. And Romo does have that. And the couch has been getting some hate, child, because all the girls that pull up, even the men, if you pull up to Romo, you are going to get your photo op in front of this couch. And some people be trying to do the most, like they be laid out, legs wide open, crawling like they tigers. And so it's like, people are like, if I see one more girl post a photo in front of the Romo couch, and I'm like, y'all some haters, because at the end of the day, if you are from Patterson and you have not been to Romo, you know you're trying to go. So I'm like, I did take my photo on the couch. I didn't sit on it though. I stood up because I'm like, some people be doing a bit too much on that couch. I'm like, yeah, no, there's a public spot, and I wonder if they actually clean it. They probably don't, but that's neither here nor there. I had a good time. I had a good.
If I went there, I'd be the one laying out on the couch.
I know you would. Yes. And that's a part of the problem. But listen, the couch is there for a photo opportunity. So I know the staff at Romo is excited because they got this big sign that's always going to pop up in all the photos. And the people are going to do reverse research like, dang, I'm trying to get on this couch. But they had a really good coconut mojito. I'm not a big drinker, but I did drink that. And like Rebecca said, Rebecca did get me some heels. And I was going to text her because I did a video before I left Top Golf. She was like, oh, make sure you send me a video. They have like these cute little bows on the back, but it's too loosey-goosey. I take 3 steps and the bows is under my what the back of my feet is called. So but I appreciate you.
Smaller size?
It's just, I think the bow on it, like they didn't create it too well, because when I'm walking, it falls off, and so then I'm stepping on the bow.
Can you take the bow off?
Well, that's the whole point of the back of it, to have the bow. No,
Okay, but the front is embroidered with flowers, girl.
I don't know, sis. We're gonna have to discuss that after the fact. But that was my week. I'm super grateful. Rebecca also posted a lot of the social clips, which I appreciate that. And yeah, I am 29. I am very much, yes, pushing 30s, and I cannot believe it. But honestly, I don't know. I've never been like afraid of my age or aging. I know I'd be like making joke like, oh, pushing 30, pushing 30. But when I say that, I'm not like, oh, I'm 30. Like I just say that, but I'm like blessed. They say it gets better in your 30s. This is my last year of my 20s. And not for nothing, but I will be in the last, what, like 3-4 months coming up. I'm gonna be outside traveling. So that's good. It's exciting. And yeah, if you are 29.
I would say, like, for me, I kind of like agree with the sentiment. Like, I'm not really afraid of aging because it's a part of life. Like, if you don't, I mean,
And
even if you're,
also,
go
I
ahead.
feel like we don't look our age. Like, I don't think I look like I'm about to be 30. So shout out to my jeans as well.
Period. I would say, like, I think even if you had the fear of aging, it kind of doesn't make sense because you're gonna do it regardless. So it's just like, how you gonna reverse it? You can't, right? Unless you do a Kris Jenner, because baby, that's not a 70-year-old woman. Well, that is a 70-year-old woman, but a little pull here, a little tuck there. Hey, she looked 36. Okay, go ahead, girl. But I would say for me, it's more of like, and I know people are like, oh, you can't put an age limit on like accomplishments and stuff like that. I think that's more of where my concern is. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 27 and I still have yet to do this, yet to do that, yet to do this. Like, I feel like that's more of where my bother comes from, not the actual aging, because it was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, there's definitely things that I thought were going to happen when I was like 29 that didn't. But I think that's just a part of life. Like, in general, I thought I was going to be moved out while like 21, and I didn't move out until I was 25. You know what I mean? So it's just a part of life. We all go through different paths. Some of us get to our accomplishment quicker than others, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're less than or it's not going to come, because also it's like, okay, you accomplish everything by the age of 30, then what, right? Like, you're always going to want something new. There's always going to be a new battle. Like, it's just a part of life. Life will always be lifing. And on that note, honey, let us move over to our first segment, which is our new segment, Don't Run, Don't Be Scared. Listen, it is okay to know what's happening in the world. But if you don't care, that's also fine, child. Feel free to just fast forward to our social corner or sports corner. We won't be mad. Just keep watching. So if you guys remember last week, honey, I literally mentioned how I'm like, the US just needs to focus on them. Like, we not trying to start no wars. Like, what if they gang up on us? And it's like, there's power in numbers. Well, it's like I triggered the whole situation. Obviously, I did not. Don't come for me. But yes, last week I said the US needed to mind their business. And the next day, we got involved in another war. Tensions between the US and Iran continue to rise as fears grow about a wider war in the Middle East. Lawmakers in Congress tried to pass a war powers resolution that would have forced President Donald Trump to get congressional approval before continuing military action against Iran. But the effort failed in both chambers, the House and the Senate. The Senate rejected the measure 47-53, and the House also voted it down 219-212, meaning Trump can continue military operations for now without new authorization. The failed vote highlights how divided Washington is over whether the U.S. should be escalating tensions with Iran or trying to avoid another long war in the region. When I woke up to this, because again, every day you just wake up and you literally just never know what's going to happen. I'm just like, no way. Because if you follow news or in the loop, you know that before the the war or the strikes happened between, it was the US and Israel worked together to I don't know what they shot, to target stations in Iran or whatever. There were reports saying that like the US was working with Iran, or they were in talks, because the US is like, well, we don't want you working in your nuclear whatever situation, like you need to stop, yada yada. And so reports were saying that the talks were going good, and then a few days later were escalating tensions. I am just like, what is the reason? If you tell me that we are working towards a resolution and then you bomb my country or you target any of my people, how do you think that that is going to lead to a resolution? That's like me and you talking, Rebecca, and you're like, yeah, we're coming to an agreement. But then the next day, you over here shooting up my house. Well, whatever you thought we had going on is no longer going on.
Yeah, we beefing automatically. I think for me, like, I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm the most read up person on this whole like incident that's happening. But yesterday, like, I had Shayla basically break down to me. It was called the War Power Resolutions, correct? I had Shayla break it down. I said, Shayla, break it down in like urban terms, like real simple. And Shayla did an amazing job breaking it down to me. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, so they all vote, like, well, not all, but basically majority won, and they're basically like, no, we're not gonna stop Trump at all. And I'm like, are y'all thinking about us? Like, I get it, like I get what y'all are doing, like, oh, like Iran has like this, they have that, like we don't want them to do this, we don't want them to do that to us. But I'm like, the ones who are going to be impacted is us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And also, I just feel like every single time, no matter what the topic is, whether that's Iran or that's voting rights or it's whatever political thing, Trump just does whatever he wants. And it seems that like rules and regulations only pertain to like Democrats. Democrats are like, well, we can't do this because of this law, and we can't do this because of this law. But then you have Donald Trump, and he just seems to get away with everything. Like every single rule that you read, oh, well, we're not supposed to do this and we're not supposed to do this. I don't know, but none of that seems to pertain to Donald Trump, because he does whatever he wants when he wants it, even when it relates to US troops, like things that you're like, no, it has to go through Congress. Like we need to pass these steps. Trump never go through no steps. He does what he wants when he wants to, no matter what. And it's just, it is a bit baffling because Trump is like that. Democrats or any progressive member, right? Like the constituents are gonna expect that. If Trump can get away with XYZ, is like, well, then the progressive and Democrats need to jump on that train. Stop trying to follow all the rules, because clearly that hasn't gotten you anywhere. And by the time that you do get there, Trump and his party are already gonna be too far ahead of us, because you're trying to follow all these rules and regulations that they never followed and never cared.
But that's why I see so many people like, you know, who do feel that same sentiment that you're saying. But I'm like, this, like, he's never gave the type of person who wasn't that type of person. So like, to me, whenever I see like these votes are like, we need to stop this, we need to stop that, I'm like, y'all, like, this is literally what the people voted for. Like, I'm not surprised by any of this. Like, are you surprised by anything? Honestly, like, tell me, are you actually surprised?
It's not about being surprised. It's just more so like, I want the opposite party to wake up and figure out, or have a wake up call that the way you've been doing things may not be the right way. Like, yes, you want to follow all the rules, but baby, it's 2026. This is a different game, and you need to, you know, maybe you need to update. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like the Democrats and some people, they just need a quick update. Hit up Apple or whoever, like, y'all need to update, because y'all trying to play this game with an update from 1960, baby. You need a 2026 update, because these people don't care about rules and regulations, and this is how it's supposed to be. Baby, if Trump feel like you not aligning with his plan, he gonna drop you the next day. He don't care. He only cares about him.
And then this is like completely well, not unrelated, it's still on the same topic, but then of course, as a society, we take nothing serious. So when we found out that like there were strikes happening on Iran and everything like that, I was sitting there, I'm like, these videos I've been seeing, and it's not a funny situation, but the videos have been taking me out. Somebody was just like, oh, me, like they're like pretending like they put like a green screen of them inside of a tank, and they're like, when you figure out how to connect the Bluetooth to the tank, and they got Kesha, this place about to blow. I said, unserious. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. And just this last point before we move to the next topic, on the same wavelength of like, if you are not doing what Trump wants you to do, he kicking you out. So President Donald Trump announced on True Social. Remember, he has his own social media, which ironically is called True Social, but all he does is lies on that. But this is the truth that's coming up for you. He did, in fact, announced that he's replacing Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem with Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. He's a Republican from, I believe, Oklahoma. Trump's frustration with Noem mounted following her testimony to Senate and House members this week. Lawmakers and people familiar with the discussion told NBC News. So again, if you are not doing what Trump says, he never cared and he will say goodbye to you. Another story or big news topic that happened this week was there were primary elections happening. And in this podcast, I feel like we've talked about Representative Jasmine Crockett several times, and it was announced that she was going to run for Senate. And if you're like, what are primaries? Primaries is literally like the first step to see if you can even like be a part of the official vote. You know what I mean? Like, let's say 3 people want that Democratic nomination to be able to run for a Senate seat. You need to first like get, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's like the pre-production before the production. Like, let's see if you can even get in the room to be voted on it. So in Texas, it was Jasmine Crockett against James, right? They're both Democrats, and again, this is a primary vote. So the primary vote was to see which of these 2 Democrats would get on the official ballot. And unfortunately, Jasmine Crockett did in fact lose. And here's the thing. I feel like it was inevitable. I feel like people, yes, they do like her because she is funny. She's more like urban and she's her authentic self. And I feel like, as we've discussed on the podcast, people say they really like that, but I don't think they really do like that. Like, I think at the end of the day, we expect politicians, maybe it's wrong, but like, I don't want you to be that relatable. What do you think when it comes to politicians?
you see, but that's my thing. I'm more, I guess, swayed by someone who shows me their authentic self, because I already see how people perceive me as my authentic self. So it's like,
Right.
because of that, I think for me, like, I'm always gonna go with the person who shows me who they are automatically, rather than the person who I feel like you trying to sell me something. But that's just me, because like, I don't know. But it's kind of like the situation how we talked about with like athletes. The moment I see too much into your life, I'm like kind of deterred, because I'm like, now you're like breaking my delusion, you know? But I just think, before you continue to give more in-depth, like, info on everything,
Yeah.
we live in these bubbles. So like, for you, like you and I feel like I see more things that are pro Jasmine than I do see that are like, oh, I'm against her and things like that. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yes. Well, that's where the issue lies and why I press about voting. You could say all the pro things you want on social media, honey, but if you are not getting into that voting booth, it does not matter. And there's such a two truths or distinct narrative that happened. Like, even here in Jersey, I was seeing everything so positive about Ross Baraka on my, like, everybody was commenting Ross Baraka, but then you get to the polls and share
But I will say this. I told Shayla in advance.
correct. But what I'm trying to get at is like, social media and real life are very different. And that's like overall, not even just in politics. Y'all could have, especially people our age, we are real quick to send a cute little tweet and, oh yeah, I'm voting, and a reshare. It's like fake, not fake, or it feels like a I don't know, la palabra no me llega. It's like a performative. It's like real performative. You
I
posting
like
all
the way you said that.
girl. Thank you. It just gives real performative. You're posting, but I just want to express to you, if you really care about a politician or a leader, it means nothing if you are not showing up and voting. Like it means nothing. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just had to say
No,
that.
I completely like, but that's what I'm saying. I think for me, because we're in these bubbles, we see people who are like talking so positively about Jasmine. It's just like, oh, okay, like great. Like people are gonna go to the polls and vote for her. But at the end of the day, there are the people like I'm never worried about the people who are vocal about what they like, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could tell me I hate pineapples, right? And then there's gonna be people who are like, I love strawberries. And then it's like, okay, well, like if you hate pineapples and you love strawberries, like one of these gotta go. The people you gotta be worried about are the people who don't give you an opinion at all. The people who are silent, the people who are going to stay in the background and
Mm-hmm.
not say anything because they're the ones, because they're like more cautious, like, oh, if I say this, people are gonna judge me. Whether I like pineapples or I love strawberries, or if I hate strawberries and I hate pineapples, like I'm going to be judged regardless of the way that I lean. So it's like the ones you have to be worried about are the ones who are silent. Because like even when Trump was running, I believe the first time,
Mm-hmm.
no, not even the first time, the second time, I was like, okay, like I see so many people who talked about his first presidency and like they talk about it so negatively. And like, the people who were really like out there and like, I support Trump wholeheartedly, this, that, and the third, it was the people who you didn't know which way they lean,
The
period.
quiet ones.
Yes, that's the ones you really had to sit there and be like, because like even to this day, like there's certain people you talk to and you're like, you look at them, you're like, I really don't know which way that you lean. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I just have or like people that just don't want to talk about anything that's happening in the world. I just feel like that in itself is a privilege. But anyways, I just realized that I never really read my summary. So the whole reason why I even started this is because Jasmine Crockett, right? So this was the Texas Senate Democratic primary. Jasmine Crockett lost to Texas State Representative James Talarico, who won just over 52% of the vote. The race drew attention after confusion at several polling locations, particularly in Dallas County, where last-minute rule changes and long lines led Crockett to initially claim voters were being disenfranchised. She suggested legal action might be possible, while results, Jesus Christ, while results were still unclear. But after the numbers were finalized, she conceded the race and endorsed Talarico as the Democratic nominee. So all of that to say, if you feel passionate about something, yes, I think social media also has a place in, how you protest, how you speak your mind. I'm not saying don't post, don't reshare, but make sure that you are also pulling up in person and voting, because a like, share, repost is cute, but we also need the voting in real life.
and I just want to also say, I am all about progression, correct? And I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it annoys me, even when in 2026, I see things about like the first Black person to do this, the first Black person to do that, the first person of color to do this, because I'm like, it's 2026. But then also, I think I'm like, Ruby Bridges is still alive. So, like, honestly, I'm not surprised by it. Like, it annoys me, but at the same time, like, I can't even be surprised because it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, we're not that far off, right? Like,
Yeah.
we literally live in a world where the president's whole motto is make America great. And when you ask people when America was great, they can never tell you an answer because we already know what it is, right? So, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I like to think that as a society we have progressed, I think for me, when I found out that this primary was even happening, I already didn't have a good feeling for Jasmine because as much as I know how educated Black women are, America not ready for them to hold any
Yeah.
more power.
And that's in the same wavelength of like Kamala Harris may be running for president again. I just don't think that America is ready for that yet.
And like
Of
the fact that she's
course,
a woman too, it was.
yeah, it's like, of course, I want. Yeah, no. If you are a recurring viewer, we always gonna root for women of color. Like we there all the time, but we also gotta be realistic, right? Like I don't know, but it also takes guts, right? Like we need the people to continue to, put themselves out there in order to create change. So it's like a everlasting debate. Like, well, Are we just never going to try because it's never been done before? Will we reach progress? I don't know. We'll
I
see.
just think also it's like it's a level of open-mindedness that like we just don't have, because even women wouldn't want to vote for women, because there's women who have that mindset that men are meant to lead and women are not. But that's just because in your own household all you're known for is flipping a pancake. But like, just because that's all you're known for doesn't mean that's all what all women are known for. So it's like, I don't know, it's like gonna be a forever losing battle, it feels like to me. Like whenever I see a woman run, whether she's Latina, white, black, or anything like that, I'm like, I love that you are putting yourself out there.
Right.
It's just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, dag, like I already know what the outcome is going to be. And I will be completely surprised the day I see a woman win anything, you know?
Well, Hillary won.
Won
Didn't
what?
she? Oh no, she didn't. Well, I thought she won.
Girl.
She didn't win a thing. My mom, I remember now that I'm thinking about it, when Hillary Clinton was running, right? Like the election night, she had bought like a Corona 6-pack to like celebrate. Because again, this is another example, or maybe she won the popular vote, but not the full vote. I don't know. The moral of the story, it was we are all in our social bubbles, so it was looking like, oh yeah, Hillary got this. Da, 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 da.
You're talking about the first time it was like Trump and Hillary.
Correct. Yeah. And she had bought a 6-pack of Corona to like celebrate. Baby, once the polls number was pulling up, my mom said, "Oh, good night. I am heading to bed."
I will never like live this down, because this was our freshman year of college. Well, like for me. And so like I will never forget this, because literally I remember the next day it was literally so gloomy outside. It literally had just rained. The clouds were like gray. The campus was quiet. Like I was like, hey, yo, like that's why I say, like, when we have kids, I'm going to have so many stories to tell. I'll be like, baby, when I tell you, I was in the process of taking out my braids. I'm like literally half bald headed on campus in straight silence. I was scared. I was like, this is eerie. Like,
yeah, we've been through a lot of letdowns, but hey, we need people to have the guts to do it, and little by little, even if the little is extremely little, every seed we plant matters. But on that note, let us move over to our social corner.
Yeah. Yes, welcome to our social corner. If you are new here, here's a brief little description. And if you are reoccurring, baby, you know what's up, right? So our social corner is based on some of the things that we've seen trending on social media that we want to talk about, whether we've seen it on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, bing, bang, boom, we got it. We're going to talk about it. Now, usually we have like 7 different or 5 different things to talk about in the social corner, but I just feel like there's been a lot of things that we've already had as like repeated topics that we don't really want to feel like we have to talk about again. But in that same breath, we're going to talk about a repeated topic from last week. So the first thing we're going to talk about, if you remember last week, we talked about the whole thing that's going on between 50 Cent versus T.I. and family. Well, originally we weren't going to talk about it until 50 decided, let me put something out real quick. So 50 Cent has hinted that he may be working on a documentary about the sexual misconduct allegations against T.I. and his wife, Tiny Harris. The rapper posted and later deleted an Instagram message referencing a potential project called Surviving T.I. and Tiny, while also telling T.I. that he might need a crisis PR person because of the accusations against him. The allegations date back to 2021 when Sabrina Patterson accused T.I. of threatening her with a gun after her claims more than 30 women and 1 man came forward accusing the couple of drugging, kidnapping, intimidating, and sexually assaulting them in incidents allegedly occurring in California and Georgia. T.I. and Tiny have repeatedly denied the accusations. The possible documentary comes after a long-running feud between 50 Cent and T.I., like I mentioned last week, and gave a little breakdown. If you want to see more details on that, we do have a video, like a mini clip that like gives like a little breakdown into the history of the beef. But let me continue my description, which dates back to 2007 and has recently reignited with diss tracks and social media jabs. While T.I. recently suggested that he wanted to end the feud, 50 Cent's post suggests that the conflict may escalate again. And if you do know, and your question, like, why would 50 Cent even sit there and possibly create this documentary? 50 Cent previously produced the docuseries Sean Combs The Reckoning, which focused on allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, right? And so he has continued focusing on TV productions and alongside his music career. He also teased that new music may be coming soon, though it's unclear whether it will include a direct diss towards T.I., right? And so if you don't know what T.I. and 50 Cent look like, let me show y'all. This is them. So 50 Cent is on the left and T.I. is on the right. If you didn't know what they look like, there you go, Bookie, right? And so this is like the social media post that was like posted and deleted. And basically he's like talking about how like when he went silent, like y'all know when he went silent, basically he created, like, he was a part of the documentary, well, like creating the documentary about Diddy. So now he said that he's gonna, like, it's been a rumor, but he basically kind of like confirmed it, I guess, with the post, but we don't know. I haven't seen a trailer or nothing. I think with like the Diddy thing, it kind of was like real silent, and then out of nowhere you saw boom, trailer, 50 Cent's name in it. And like, I just feel like with this, I don't know. Maybe he's trolling and he's just trying to make them nervous. But to me, I don't. When I saw this, the first thing I said, I was like, 50 Cent is really the king of petty. Right? He's the type of person, like, yes, we talked about how King and basically almost all of T.I.'s kids were like jumping 50 Cent. They would talk about his dead mama, talk about my mama, I'm gonna talk about your mama, like this, that, and the third. And like all of them were taking it to hell. If 50 Cent actually produces this documentary, baby, he's sitting at the table with Lucifer. He's not taking it to hell. He's sitting at hell's table. What you have to say, Shayla?
I mean, my thing is like, I think this whole drama situation came out perfectly with T.I.'s album release, because he did drop an album, in case you did not know. I'm just like, it was funny and petty at the beginning when, like, you know, T.I. and family all dropped a diss track, even the youngest of child. I don't know if she dropped a song or she just reiterated a few bars, like literally their young daughter. But now it's like, you know what you know, like when you need to know when to end it. Like now is like, that's it. The first week was like, I get it. Now we pushing a month, and it's like, okay, I'm over it. If the documentary drops, it drops. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm like unmoved now.
I think for me, right, I'm all about being petty sometimes. Listen, Shayla, I tell you, I like to take it there, right? I think for me, my problem is fake activism, correct? So like when 50 Cent did the whole well, like he was a part of the whole process for the Sean Diddy Combs docu-series, I was like, okay, like it was coming from, like, it felt like it was coming from a petty place, right? And it's like, for me, if it wasn't for the beef that you had with T.I., if this docu-series about T.I. and Tiny does like happen to be true regarding the allegations, I'm like, you would have never cared to even be a part of the process of that if it wasn't for the drama. So to me, it just gives fake, like, you just
But
do.
this isn't activism though.
No, but like, it's like, oh, I'm like, it's given like, oh, I'm like trying to be the one who helps put the victim stories out. To me, that's what it gives.
Okay, yeah, I don't, to my, like, in my perspective, it doesn't give like, oh, I'm trying to, like, you know, save or reduce the amount of people that get hurt moving forward. I feel like, to me, it doesn't give that. Everybody knows 50 Cent for what he is, petty. Like, I don't think no one's looking at him to like change anybody's, like, make any real life change for real.
But what I'm saying is, like, when he does get a part of these certain projects and things like that, it's like, okay, you're here to help expose that, like, everything that's been happening, like, that's been accused to that person. But it's just like, sir, if it wasn't for you and that person's beef, you would have never sat there and been worried about none of it. So to me, it just gives like, you faking the funk. Like, I get you trying to be petty, but it's like, all right, you're petty. Now what's next? What's your award? I don't know. But like, again, these accusations have been surrounding T.I. and Tiny for years. Like, this is not the first time I've heard about it. And I'm sure it won't be the last time that it's ever brought up. But every single time, I feel like when they have gone through different court cases and things that have happened regarding these accusations, I feel like it's gone in their favor. So it's kind of just like,
And Yeah, but I also think like even when they were doing the press run, 50 Cent was accompanied by another head producer. I think a lot of these networks tap into 50 because he is in the industry, right? Like he is able to reach out to these people to get the exclusive, never before seen footage. That's why the networks bring him in and pay him. I don't think no one's like expecting him to do the journalism and the digging up, which is why during that Netflix documentary, he was accompanied with someone else, because 50 Cent is just there for the promo and he know people that know people that know people. And, you know, when it comes
He's a
time
big
to like
name.
producing and whatever, you could have the best, you know, concept ever, but if you don't have the big names behind it, it's not going to get pushed as much, right? Like you, Good Morning America and all the top networks not going to be worried about you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that also is a big reason why these networks tap into him, not to like change or he actually cares about these people's stories. Is like, oh, 50 Cent has a big name and he knows big people in the industry that can get us the things that we want for our like big projects.
I definitely see what you're saying, but I just feel like for me, it just gives like I'm like, okay, like it gets to a point where like as much as I used to love like having beef and arguments with people, it gets to a point where you really got to ask yourself like what is the next? Like what's next? Like okay, the docu-series comes out, what's next? Like do you feel like you won? They all the dishes about your mama is still out. Like I don't know. It's like to me it's just like I'm unmoved like you were saying.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's discuss something that was moving people. Some, it wasn't moving everybody. Some people were moved and certain CEOs were not moved. So this week, a video has been trending on social media of the CEO of McDonald's. Okay, first of all, I never in my life knew what the CEO of McDonald's looked like until today. His name is Chris. I'm not gonna Chris Kemshensky. Chris Kemsemsh girl. We gonna
That
call
sounds
my
about right to me. I'm not gonna
okay,
lie.
period. Shout out to Chris. He is the CEO of McDonald's. And in order to promote a new McDonald's burger, they tapped the CEO to promote the video. I mean, to promote the new menu item, the Big Arch, honey. And in the video, you see Mr. Chris taking a big bite that really gave a nibble. And the whole video has caused commotion and has gone trending because it gives the CEO is not moved by the Big Arch. He's trying to like say, so good, but it's so monotone. And it gave like, sir, do you eat your
It
own
gave like
food?
right. It gave like, are you hungry?
Mind you, the whole thing is Big Arch is like a big burger, has onions, and it has all of these things. And it just gave very unmoved. And then to top it off, you know, a lot of these fast food restaurants, or not restaurants, fast food chains are known to be petty on social media. So, of course, Wendy CEO tapped into this little CEO frenzy, but he went a scale up. He went into the kitchen and he made his own little burger, and then he proceeded to eat it. And his little video gave, okay, I kind of do like Wendy's food. And on top of that, he got like a little ice cream and he shaded like, oh, our machine always works, you know, because if you know anything about McDonald's, they're known for their ice cream machines to never be in commission. Okay. And then Burger King also tapped in, but they been had a video of their CEO trying their burgers. So they resurfaced that video. And I just think it's so funny because at the end of the day, people love McDonald's. So for like the CEO to give that bare bone type of feedback on it is just like, I don't know. I started to think that they knew what they were doing because all press is good press. Even if it's the fact that it's so bad, everybody has been going to their local McDonald's, honey, and either recreating the video. And whether you like the burger or not, honey, you spending the coins. And that's all that matters, where you do it to try to be funny. McDonald's is still getting the cha-ching. And so I think they knew what they was doing. Originally, I'm like, why would you ever tap your CEO to do this? This is so bad. And the thing is, you know how many approvals have to go through in order for a video to make it out. especially if you're working with the CEO of a company. So I'm like, no way these 50 people saw this video and no one thought like this monotone vibe is not it. You said you took a big bite and it was a nibble. Like, I'm thinking it was done on purpose, and I fear they ate.
I don't think it was done on purpose.
No,
I think that man really did not want to eat that burger, and he was like, "This is exactly what y'all gonna get from me." Like, he's like, "Listen, y'all wanted this idea, y'all pitched the idea, the team thought it'd be great, the stockholders thought it would be great. So here's this video. I'm not doing it again." Like, that's literally what it gave to me. But again, like, one of the first rules when it comes to PR is like there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? It's like, yes, you can have like bad publicity, but you could always turn something around, right?
there
What?
could be real bad publicity though. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, listen. Once you become the talk, you can market anything to. It's all about
To a
spinning
certain
it.
extent,
Yes,
depending
to a
what
certain
it's about.
extent, yes. But again, like, even with certain, like, I know we're talking about fast food, but even with certain rappers, it's like they've said certain things. It's just like, baby, it's like the people who gonna rock with you, and like you're gonna spin the narrative however you can, right? Like, there's people to this day, like, they will defend Chris Brown down as if he's not a colorist and abuser. Me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say I listen to his music, but he's a colorist and an abuser. Like, you're not switching my narrative on that, right? But I think what makes it so funny is that when it comes to the fast food game, there's always been this competition, right? Like, even the person who runs the Wendy's like social media account, people be like, who is running this account? Because the way the clapbacks be on fire, I think it's so funny. And it's like, kind of, it just goes to show you that we all know, like, there's times where you're gonna eat fast food. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, like, I need this, like, I need something quick, I need this, I need that. Like, you're not gonna stop eating McDonald's because you saw the CEO take that little nibble. Like, that was never going to be the thing. But I just think it's funny how like everybody's going to turn something, especially with like the use of TikTok and how fast like things grow on social media, how something's going to be turned into a trend so quickly. And I think I've also seen people have the conversation like on the more serious side where they're like, you see how like he ate his like the burger of his own company and he didn't want to eat it, like, and we're out here just eating McDonald's all willy-nilly. Like, I've seen the conversation from both sides, but again, conversation, discussion, like controversy, like back and forth, like that's what that video has like basically promoted. Like, McDonald's ain't never going nowhere. You're muted, my love. You're muted, Shayla.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, because no shade. I don't remember the last time I had McDonald's, but now I am moved and I may have to try the Big Arch. And I
Yesterday,
think this
Shayla
is
said to me, Shayla
yeah,
said, she was like, oh, like, are you gonna try the Big Arch? And I was like, girl, they don't got it on DoorDash.
I know. So shout out to the Big Arch. Whether you love it or hate it, I
No,
fear that they
I was
kind of
just
ate
saying,
down.
it kind of did the same thing. Like, I don't know if you remember when the crumble cookie, I think it was like the like vice president or the CEO was one of them. Like, he was eating a crumble cookie from his own company, and the way he was eating it, everybody was just like, he definitely don't like that undercooked cookie.
Still to this day, I have never tried a crumble cookie.
Shayla, I like, honestly, if you had told me that and I had liked them, I would definitely be like, oh my gosh, Shayla, I gotta take it. Girl,
Like,
you
you
are
missing
not
out.
going to like it. No, that thing is undercooked. It's overly sweet. Face be puckered up. Like, it's just too much.
But the people literally love it down.
Girl, but don't you see, like, when Crumble Cookie, like, if you go onto their like TikTok and you see like
Mhm.
the videos that they repost of people doing like taste tests on like different cookie flavors that they have, they
Right.
never repost the black people because the black people be like,
Yeah,
it's
that was also a like a trend that was happening. Cause it was like when like I think someone posted a video pointing that out, and then after every other scroll, it was like you see the difference. That was funny. But let me show you guys this is the Big Arch. No shade, because you guys see the bun, it gives like a everything bagel type vibe. I feel they kind of ate down. Comment down below if you tried it. It does look kind of good to me. So I'm like, why would the CEO act like he don't like that? That's a real good vibe.
like, I feel like it's really just gonna be a Big Mac with some extra sauce on it. I feel like if
And
you
onions, Big Mac got onions.
I think so. I can't say I be eating a Big Mac. I'm not gonna lie. I know you be like, oh, she a curvaceous girl. She ain't had a Big Mac, but I think I had a Big Mac like twice in my life.
I like the cheeseburger and fries and a cute little McFlurry. I
I
love
like a
that.
good little McChicken and a fry, especially if you get the fries with no salt, because they always gonna be fresh and warm. And you know, McDonald's fries, you really got a 3-minute grace period.
Yeah, shout out to McDonald's fries. But another thing that has been trending on my social media is this, honey. Saucy Santana and Nupe. Okay, that's them to the left. Saucy Santana and Nupe allegedly have broken up. But here's the gag. They have been super performative on social media. I fear, like, for Valentine's Day, I think Nupe got Saucy like a whole big billboard, and it was just this whole shebang. They each are flying out to each other's hometown and Birkin here and a watch here and this. They stay on live battles. I saw a meme that is like, dang, do these live battle people ever go to sleep? Because I go to bed and they live and I wake up and they still on live. But hey, listen, I ain't knocking no one's hustle. Get your coins. People are choosing to spend money, which I think it's insanity. But hey, if you got money like that, go ahead. Send it to the people. But here's the thing that is funny. This is not the first time that they break up. So I wasn't surprised about that. I'm like, oh, well, maybe they'll just get back together like they did the first time. But guess who has entered the chat? Raymonte. He who is also a big social media star, and that's him to the right. Unfortunately, our logo is covering him. Let me take it off real quick. That's Raymonte. He is also a very big social media figure. And it seems after that information got out that Saucy and Nupe had broken up, which was also funny because they were each on live and they were talking to the people on live, but also had each other's live here. So they're like listening to what the other has to say and they're responding. It was just so drama on 1,000. But then the next day or so, Raymonte pulled up to Nupe's house. And I'm just like, huh? Or I don't know. Again, you guys know social media is super crazy. So maybe I got the storylines wrong and those videos are just resurfacing now and it wasn't a recent thing. But from what I'm seeing on my timeline is giving Nupe and Santana broke up. And one thing about Nupe, honey, he first he was with Splat. They got back together real quick after he broke up with Santana. And then now it doesn't mean that they're together, but if you just break up with somebody and the next day you got another man in your house, it is a bit, I don't know.
I saw some people talking about it on my timeline too. And like, it was funny because in the comments, people were just like, hold up, for the people who have a job, what happened? Right? It was like, people was like, what you mean? I think for me, all of this is like, I think as much as I find Santana to be very funny and comedic and like he seems like he's his true authentic self, I think regardless of the relationships, like everybody in this situation is very social media to me, right? So to me, it's like whether they broke up or they on to the next, everything y'all do is very social media heavy and social media focused. Like we mentioned, Saucy Santana be on live. When I say 25/8, I don't think he go to sleep. There's been videos that's like have like gone viral of him falling asleep on live. It's like, sir, take a break, go to sleep.
But Nupe also be on live. There's
I'm not denying that. He be doing battles with like all these random people. I be like, I get it. And people are gonna send you money. Make your money how you want to make your money.
Right.
I'm not gonna stunt nobody about how they make their money. But at the end of the day, I won't sit here and act as if they are not a very social media people. Like clout and everything like that is going to do a lot for them because that's where they make a majority of their money. If I'm going to be the topic of discussion, let me do that. You know, right. Even with Raymonte, like, yes, he's funny. Yes, like he's adorable. Like people think he's so cute, this, that, and the third. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not a very social media type person. Like it's just.
Yeah, well, that's what my thing here. Like you already see that Nupe and Santana are always on social media. It's always something happening with them. Raymonte is really active on social. So it's like, this cannot be real. Because why would you insert yourself into that when you already know the situation is a whole lot of, it's messy. And even if y'all are just friends, the fact that you seen with him the next day is already going to bring out, raise an eyebrow.
But you know, at the end of the day, I'm the type of person, like, if I want to do something or if I'm going to do it, regardless of like how much I'm obsessed with social media or anything like that, I am of the belief like, who gonna whip me? Like, I'm
Right,
not
but
saying, go
y'all
ahead.
not gonna end up in a real relationship. He just fresh off the press, which also brings up other questions. Like, were you really a relationship for real? Like, were you doing it for clout? Like, it's just
It's
so many
like,
things that
even if we don't, some people don't want a relationship, some people just want to be a jump off, like somebody just want to be like, and I'm, again, we're speculating about like what could be happening. Again, they could definitely 1000% just be friends, but even
Mhm.
if there is anything like more to it in terms of like sexual or anything like that, some people don't mind being like, oh, you're jump between, like, from your old relationship, you gonna use me for what I want to use you for, and you gonna use me for what you want to use me for, and then on to the next. That doesn't mean that Santana and Nupe not gonna get back together. It's just
Right.
like, okay, I got urges, like I got a itch that I need to scratch, so come over here and bust it. Like, what you gonna do?
I guess, but like the drama that's gonna come along with that, or just be like, okay, I'm going over, but I'm not gonna post it on social media. But also, that's their job. They know that could enhance their wallet. So I don't know. On that note, comment down below what you feel. Do you feel like they actually broke up? Do you think that Ramonte is involved with Noop, or it's just their friends, and it just so happened that he was, he wanted to support his friend during this very hard
Listen,
time. Comment. We don't know.
let us know in the comments. But again, I'm of the belief, I don't care, nobody gonna whip me. And even if you think you could whip me, it's like, this gonna be the hardest battle you ever had. Like, it's okay.
It's
So it's
not
like,
about whoopings.
girl, listen, if you, that's where it could lead to. But anyway, let us get into our sports corner.
Yes, please.
You got 24 seconds and it's starting right now.
Hey, welcome to
Yeah.
our sports corner. We're talking basketball, football, tennis. We talked about hockey. Like, we talked about it all.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note, Unrivaled, if you guys don't know about Unrivaled, I feel like I haven't spoken about it as much this season, but the season has come to a close. It is a 3 versus 3 all women's basketball league. They're based in Miami, but this season, which is their second season, they've tried to pop up in different areas. They went to Philly during like the beginning of the season, although they're based like in Miami. And they also announced like 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks, like 2 weeks before that they were gonna have a game at Barclays. That was like announced a day before, and then the next day they popped up, honey. It's either you had the money or you didn't. Okay, but as we all know, of course, people are gonna show up. Is New York, people the same way the fans show up for the Knicks, like the New York Liberty get a lot of love, a lot of support, which is why I feel like the higher ups felt comfortable doing that with such a quick turnaround, because they're like, the people are gonna show up. And then they had like a record attendance, so shout out to them. And the season did end, and the Mist ended up winning it all. And yes, that is Stewie's team. If you don't know who Stewie is one of like the franchise players of the New York Liberty, which is New York's WNBA team. So shout out to the Mist, shout out to Unrivaled for bringing, making New York one of their spots to stop the season. And I am excited. Also, Angel Reese came back. I remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, Angel Reese is not playing this season, but she did show up for like the last 3-ish games or so. So shout out to
Yeah, I was just
Unrivaled.
about to say that. I was like, I saw Angel Reese had like made a return, and I think also I feel like compared to like the first time like Unrivaled happened, this one, because like I was more tapped in this time, thanks to Shayla. Thank you, Buki. I've been seeing a lot more of the highlights. Like, I won't sit here and lie to you and say I've seen the games, I've watched the games or anything like that, but I've seen the highlights, and I'm like, y'all going real hard, right? And I think it was like Stewie's team who won, correct? Yes, and somebody was talking about how, like, she's one of the first players to win, like, I guess MV something. She won like the first one to win all these different accolades. And I was just like, I love that. Listen, we talk about supporting women and wanting to see, especially when it comes to the WNBA, them be uplifted. So like to see that and see how popular it's becoming more and more talked about, I'm like, yes, as y'all should. Go ahead, boo. Do it. Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to her. Like Rebecca said, we always gonna root for a woman. And the fact that they were able to come here to New York, I'm sure they saw the success of it and they probably will make a stop here. I'm sure anyone that's not a part of the East Coast may be a little bit triggered because, you know, a lot of things always end up just happening here, right? They're based in Miami, but they made a stop in Philly and then New York. I'm sure like other areas of the United States are like, why y'all not coming here? So I'm rooting for y'all. Hopefully next season they will make a stop, probably like in Texas or just like a more Western state.
Yeah. I definitely feel
believe.
like as it grows, you're going to see different things happen as well. So the next thing we are going to talk about, we've talked about this man before, but we're going to talk about him again. Right. So Stefon Diggs was dropped by the New England Patriots. Right. So the New England Patriots released wide receiver Stefon Diggs on March 11th after just one season with the team. The move is mainly financial, as Diggs had an additional $6 million set to become fully guaranteed soon. By informing him early, the Patriots have given him time to explore new opportunities. Diggs has signed a 3-year, $63.5 million deal with the New England Patriots in 2025, but the contract was structured in a way that made it likely that he would only stay for one season. Despite that, he performed well, recording 85 catches for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns in 17 games, right? Stefon will be turning 33 in November and now enters a competitive free agent market that includes receivers like Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Deebo Samuels, and DeAndre Hopkins. He is also dealing with an upcoming April 11th pretrial hearing after pleading not guilty to felony strangulation and other charges related to an alleged dispute with his alleged dispute with his personal chef, right? And we had a whole video about that as well. It's on our channel, so feel free to check that out as well. When I saw that he was released, I mean, again, when it comes to Stefon Diggs, like I don't have much in terms of like to say about his talent. Do I think he is talented? Yes, but do I think that his personal life outweighs any talk about his talent? Absolutely, right? I think for me, whatever team he ends up on, he's going to end up on. I need him to focus on everything that's going on in his personal life. You got like 3 kids under 6 months. I think, right? It's like you have allegation after allegation. You're about to go through a whole trial process for these new allegations that are against you. Focus on you, right? Like, yes, football, that's what you're good at. That's what I want you to settle all this. Make sure that your home front is copacetic and stay away from the allegations. Like, I'm not one to excuse my language, mama, right? But I don't like to be that person who shits on a black man while he's already down, right? But I won't sit here and act like every time I've mentioned Stefon Diggs, it's never been something positive. That doesn't mean he doesn't do positive things, but it means that the headlines about everything that you do negatively will always outshadow anything that you do positively. I want you to make sure that everything on your home front is copacetic, cool, calm, collected. And then when you finally join your team, focus on being the player that you need to be. Because when we watched the Super Bowl, Stefon Diggs was non-existent. I forgot he was even playing for the Patriots at one point. So that's mainly what I gotta say when it comes to him.
And all I have to say is I love Cardi. I love seeing her tour. I feel like regardless of all her stops, baby, Megan Thee Stallion just popped out for her in Texas. So I just love to see my girl thriving. It seems, I don't know how she got energy after she performs to still make it out and have fun. So shout out to her. She also brought out her kids for one of the tour stops. So I'm just happy to see Cardi thriving.
And I won't lie to you, I have seen that narrative that people have been saying. They're like, once you have a good girl and she lets you go, that's when your life just goes to hell, right? And I was just like, yes, but he already had all these allegations and everything already like spanning. And I feel like the Patriots were kind of just trying to test the waters to see if Stefon Diggs would be a great fit. Like, yes, like I mentioned, they gave him that 3-year deal, but the way that they set it up, it was mainly going to be like, we're going to keep you here for right now, but don't be surprised if we let you go. So like, I feel like he kind of knew it. Oh, and let me show y'all. He had made like a post on social media also where he was basically like, thank you for a hell of a year. We family forever. Right. So that's basically like what he had did after it was announced that they let him go.
Yeah. And also I mainly say that because I was never looking for out for Stefon until he started dating Cardi. So I just think for me, like my only connection to him, or like why if I saw a headline about him, I was like, oh my God, it was because of Cardi.
I
But of
think
course he is his own human, but I'm just letting you, like, the people know I only cared or like kept up with him a little bit was because of my girl Cardi. Because after she went with her whole little offset situation, I wanted better for my sis. But listen, as we've mentioned, life's for everybody. Just because someone's famous doesn't mean that they are excluded or they got a little shield on the craziness that the crazy that we call life. You know what I mean? Like, it happens.
Yeah, I would say for me, because like I've, been into football and like I'm a part of that whole football world. I've known him, especially when he was on the Bills and like when he was leaving the Bills, like it was such commotion because they were like, oh, I thought it was going to be, him and Allen for like almost kind of like forever kind of thing. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and take away from his talent and act like he's some type of scrub. But like honestly, I feel like for him, like I feel like OBJ is kind of different because he had injuries and then teams let him go and everything like that. But it's like I feel like, take a pay, like do what I say, do what OBJ did. Take a year off and then come back. Get your talents together. I said talents together. Build everything back up, handle and settle everything that you got to, and then come back into it. I just feel like you got too much happening right now. And I saw somebody in the comments were like, oh, the Patriots were tired of like the narratives are surrounding him. I said, baby, the NFL, these teams do not care about any type of allegations of abuse, sexual assault, or nothing like that. Baby, they not worried about that. They worried about how much money you're going to bring in and the end results of a Super Bowl championship. They not worried about the allegations. Like, be so for real. But the last thing I want to mention before we end the show is that March Madness is going to be starting very soon. I have it here. It's going to officially start March 19th, right? And so Shayla and I talked about it before, about like March Madness, and I was always saying like I want to get into March Madness because as someone who loves sports, I just feel like because the school I went to, like, well, Shayla and I both went to, they weren't very like big sports schools. So to me, like, it was never like, oh my God, like I have a college that I really want to root for. So it's like, I have my reasons to want to root for UConn. We love Paige, and Paige was there. We got AZ. I got it correct, Shayla. Yeah, I be calling AZ Azizi, and everybody be like, "Who the heck is Azizi?" And I'm like,
and I gotta shout out Sarah Strong because
yes, shout out to our girl. Yes. But then also, I get like, it's not like really parasocial because like I'm not really checking for him like that on a personal level, but on a sports level, my little young boyfriend Stefon Castle, love you, boo.
As a grown woman, I'm
not gonna lie to you, it's giving predator. Oh my God, I hate
girl.
that.
Don't even say that word.
I hate that for me. Granted, he 21, Rebecca 27, not too much. Okay. Anyway, so like I want to know from y'all, what teams are y'all rooting for when it comes to March Madness? Like, and obviously I'm just asking because I want recommendations. Like I want a team that I really feel like I'm gonna be locked in for. Like LSU, I mainly root for LSU for the women's basketball team, not really much of the men's. I don't know what they got with the men's, but I do know who they got for the women, right? And also, what's our cousin's name? Juju. I be rooting for my girl Juju, right?
Yeah, but she's not playing this season.
I know. I hate that for my sis, but it's okay. Still be rooting for her in spirit. But it's like I want to know what teams like you guys are rooting for and like who y'all would like to put on my radar. I don't want to. I think it's called Duke. Duke. Is it Duke?
There's a Duke team from North Carolina.
Yeah,
the Blue Devils. I think that's like their thing.
Yeah, people be talking about Duke, and they be talking about the only reason why I would kind of root for Villanova is because that's where a majority of my Knicks came from. You feel me? Even though are not no more Knicks,
but like I think Villanova is kind of like a what do you call like the rivals of UConn? So I think that's kind of like. If you won, I don't think because they're like Big East teams, I believe.
Heard you. And I know people are like, oh, y'all got Rutgers. Ain't nobody worried about no Rutgers.
Well, I would root for Rutgers, but I feel like we're like barely scratching the D1. That's kind of me. No, I'm talking like maybe I don't know. One day when I'll root for Rutgers. If they involved, I'm gonna root for them.
I'm not going to pretend like I will, but UConn, y'all will see me for both the men's and the women. LSU, y'all will see me for the women. You know, it was South Carolina for Juju. No,
Yeah,
South California.
Southern California.
Southern California, y'all will see me in spirit for Juju, but I want like a team where I'm gonna really be locked in with
Well, you
that.
gotta watch in order to grow
I
that. You ain't just gonna
know.
be sprinkled with.
Last year, I started rooting for Auburn, but that was just because they just so happened to be left.
Right, like you need consistency. You should have been started watching them. So when it comes to March Madness, you already built that emotion. But it's okay.
It's okay. We're gonna fake it till we make it.
Yeah.
Also, before we end the show, because we're done with our sports corner, I just want to say, Shayla and I have had this conversation before when it comes to concert tickets, and I am so blown because we talked about Fetty Wap and how we support him because like he's our Jersey boy. Girl, why? Right? He's gonna be at the Wellmont Center at Wellmont Theater, and if you know the Wellmont Theater, it's like cool. I've never been in, but I've seen photos. Like it's a real it's a theater where you really gonna just be standing half the time. He's having a concert there. And so I was trying to get tickets. That was supposed to be like one of the surprise gifts, like, oh, Shayla, I got us tickets type thing. I signed up for the pre-sale. The pre-sale, literally, tickets was gone in literally 3 minutes flat, the ones that they had available. And then the next day when the regular general purchase for tickets and stuff like that was available, why were the resellers for the Wellmont Theater? They was trying to charge $600 to see Fetty Wap.
No, I'll meet him at Eastside High School. He had a little walkthrough.
This man going on a world tour in Jersey. He's gonna be at the local crab shack real soon.
And again, I am happy for everybody making their money. Like that's fine, but we also need to be realistic. Ticketmaster, all of these ticket seller corporations need to crumble because y'all are doing an absolute most, like way too much. I don't care who you are, having to pay. And if I am paying $600, is like I'm gonna have a one-on-one with you, we eating dinner together, and I'm taking a photo framed, not just a little flimsy one. I need all of them things included and a goodie bag. 600, and I'm so sorry. At the end of the day, these are regular people that have a whole lot of talent, and I'm proud of y'all. But even when it comes time to like seeing Beyonce or any like Adele, I really would love to see Adele live, but I just cannot get myself. I be seeing how hard I work for my coins. I'm not giving nobody to see nobody $600. Nobody. I'm so
mind you, the thing that's taking me out is like, yes, again, we love Fetty Wap. Like I love seeing this all for him. But the idea that I'm going to be at the Wellmont Theater where everybody standing to pay $600 is egregious to me, right? And like I said, we love these artists down. Like even with Cardi B, when I was looking for tickets, because I'm like, okay, Fetty Wap not working. Let me see if the ticket prices changed for Cardi B. To sit in the light fixture, they talk about some $790. There was one seat, it's up in the, like, it's on the roof, actually. Not even
God. That's a one-way ticket I got.
When I say sitting on the roof, they talk about $1,000. I say, y'all got me.
And the thing is, I know there are people that pay that, but I need to be like a multi-millionaire where $1,000 feels like $5 to me. In this current stage of my life, I'm trying to save up to buy a house. If I go to 3 cute little concerts, baby, I'm never gonna buy the house.
Girl, I was stunned, but I just had to say that because when I say like I have been baffled, like even with the Bruno Mars tickets, like I will say for Fetty Wap and for Cardi B, I signed up for the pre-sale for that, and like those tickets went so quickly, right? But even when I was looking at Cardi B, those prices was given a little right? But even Bruno Mars, I'm seeing these reseller prices, mind you, they talk about sitting on the tippy top. Somebody was trying to sell tickets for $10,000. I said, are you dumb?
And I think whoever pays for that really is just like, please.
So the person who put the price
it over to me. I'll send me a DM and I'll give you my number. Don't even worry about it. We'll figure that out.
Baby, I get us a better price. This is just the price of commission.
No, thank you. But anyways, comment down below in order of this. comment the middle microphone stadium emojis, because they really, and also the suitcase, because it seems in order to be able to have fun at a concert, honey, you need to have the suitcase loaded, or if not, you're getting left behind. Thank you guys so much for making it this far into the podcast. We appreciate you. Again, a big shout out to our guy Tyshawn Jamar. Love you down. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Too Much SB. And with that, we'll see you guys next Friday. Bye,
Bye, y'all.
guys.